First Fam Radio Digital Networks. I got with me tonight, man. And this is an honor, man, for this brother to come here tonight, right now, man. You know what I mean? With all of the stuff that's been going on in the industry, man. All of the interviews he's doing right now, with his book, you know what I mean, man. I gotta bring out my man, my homie, my big homie, the OG himself, Mr. Mark Curry,
Yeah.
formerly of Bad Boy. My guy.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show, man. How you
man,
doing tonight?
on the show. Yeah, cooler, man. What's going on?
Oh man, it's been a lot, man. It's been a minute before me and you since me and you got up. So I said, you know what? Let me we've been putting it off for a little minute, but I got you here today, man. You've been doing a lot of interviews, and I hate to be the person to bring up a lot of stuff you already touched on, but we wouldn't be the radio and getting clarity if we didn't talk to you.
Right.
So
yeah.
You said it 100 times in plenty of interviews about Diddy. Him paying 30 million to to get rid of the SA cases and this other people who's been popping up with allegations against him. Since all of this stuff has risen, what's your thoughts now? You know what I mean? Because it's we passed the part of the allegations. Cat Williams then went on Club Shay Shay and started speaking on stuff, and he said some things about Diddy. And a lot of it is stuff that's in your book that can be covered in the book. So just for my viewers and my listeners out there, could we just talk on that just a little bit?
Right. It's a thing about when you're humbling yourself as a person, and what you're doing is you're not trying to live for the way that you think. You're not living with your mind. You're kind of leading yourself with your heart. So when you think about the bigger challenges that you have to face in life, sometimes it's easy to say, hey, you know what? Any battle that I have to deal with in life that I don't feel that I might be capable of handling, I'll let it alone and I'll leave it to God. So when you realize that the victory is not yours and you say, you know what, it doesn't matter if I win. I'm not here to win. I'm just here to make a point, here to make a statement, here to be heard. So
Definitely.
when you look at it like that, you leave it alone and you say, you know what, I don't have to pray for anything bad to happen to you or wish for any ill intent to come into your life. Only thing I have to do is keep on living my life, keep on loving my life, keep on understanding that, God is real, and everything else will fall to the wayside. So I knew that one day that this time would come, but I didn't ask for it. But when it came about, it just let me know that God is real.
Definitely. And
Mhm.
karma is real, man. I gotta say that, man, because I mean, just a few pages in your book, you had some like short stories. You didn't get all the way into a lot of them, but it was some things in there that you have to go back and be like, you need to get the book to read. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep telling people that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
when people you can't never look at a book and say that a book gets old, because the Bible is a very old book and it's the number one selling book in the
of all,
world today. So you can always pick up a book and learn something from a book.
definitely,
Never
definitely.
gets old.
In your book, you discussed the toll that you know, Puffy's pursuit of success took on the mental and emotional well being of artists. Like, a lot of people took on a lot of emotional stress being signed to the label. Their mental health has been in question. Some even went to prison behind it, you know, and speaking on G Dep, you know what I mean? And I think he just got granted clemency. But a lot of those people have suffered dearly. And that just brings me back to the title of your book. You know, how P. Diddy burned the artist at Bad Boy.
The bad
Um,
boys of hip hop. Yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
Um, how do you think this relates to all, you know, the allegations and, you know, all the toxic behavior that's coming out of in the media right now about that? You know, from Black Rob to, you know, just there's so many artists that you could name that, you
you
know.
remember that song? What goes up must come down.
Uh-huh.
What goes up is coming down, man. It's every dog has his day. And the only thing that I can really say, bro, is that I wish him well, and I hope that he finds his strength to overcome these hard times right now that he may be facing in his life.
Mm,
Every man deserves a chance. So I just, I'm not gonna bash him just because I wrote a book and just because he has a few allegations and things going on in his life. I'm not gonna bash him for that, because we all go through things. I hope that he just finds the strength that everybody else had to find in themselves in order to move on behind dealings with him. So everybody had to find the strength to walk away from a career or opportunity as an artist on Bad Boy. Everybody had to walk away one day and realize that this is it. There's nothing else that's going to become of this. This is over. I
mm,
need to change the things that I'm doing in order to get the results that I'm looking for because they're not happening this way. They're not going to happen this way. And once you
definitely.
know that, that's when you move on. And I found myself with better spirited individuals, and I found myself in more pleasant situations. I found myself surrounded by beautiful people, you know, and the only thing that I had to do to change in order to have that was change some of the things about me. It's like not chasing the music career. Stop chasing the music career and look for being successful in other endeavors you might can indulge in. So that's it. Hope I answered
Definitely.
the question.
I see we got some people in the chat right here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh it said, Mark Curry, did you have a solid relationship with Sean before and after being label mates? That's from Boulevard Skino. Shout out to Boulevard Skino. That's coming
Yeah,
in from YouTube.
and it was. Did I have what kind of relationship?
He says a solid relationship with Shine before and after being label mates.
Oh
Like,
yeah, before Shine is like to me, he was like a brother. He was like a little brother to me, like the little brother I never had. Well, I did have a little brother, but he just became like a little brother to me, and that was it, because I can see when he used to listen to music, the music that used to inspire him, his grandmother, his mother, him being in the house where we lived at, Puff, one of Puff's places, we lived there, me and Sean lived there, and his grandmother and his mother that they used to come by to check on him or call to check on him and things like that. And I would be there and I would talk to them and be like, "Are he good? I'll make sure he all right. We here, we together. I'm gonna make sure we good." And that's how it was. It was me
word,
and Sean. Yeah.
word. Can you speak to any instances in your book where um it was about the misconduct with Shine inside, like the shooting and everything prior to him going into being incarcerated? Like, were you around during that time that all of that stuff happened?
I was around, but I was around, but that was around the time when I started
Distancing.
get me. I was distancing myself. I was preparing myself for the walk off,
Yeah.
getting my outro together. 'Cause I knew I was ready to get away from it because it was embarrassing, especially as a growing man and people see you still chasing the same thing that may not never happen. So sometimes the best thing you can do is not say give up, but give it up. We never give up, but we can give up a lot of things that we do.
Definitely. I mean, and just to like, since all of these allegations came to the forefront, man, it just seemed like that book, your book, it just started just climbing. I know them phones started ringing, and everybody was like, "Damn, he said this. How many years ago? How many years it's been, Mark? Like,
For
you,
15,
you've been telling these people for 15
15,
years,
15 years.
and now that it's coming out, everybody's like, their mind blown. And then it's more people coming out now. And I'm gonna just say this, man. It just seems to me since because of your book and other people coming up to the forefront, I think that the book helps encourage them to be like, you know what, I gotta speak on this, man, because I might, nobody gonna ever know the truth. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
people losing their lives every day to get in this industry, man. We watching kids drop out of high school, not picking up a trade, just what I mean, just to be on TV and say that they're a rapper. This girls getting BBLs and everything else out there. You know what I mean? Just to be in this industry, man. So when it comes to the Illuminati and the selling of the souls and everything, man, is this some of the things that prompted you to write the book?
I mean, to not love yourself and love other things more than you love yourself would be very disrespectful to living. So the first thing that you're supposed to love before you love anything else is love yourself. So of course I love myself enough to make sure that I make good decisions in life for me. I love myself to make sure that I want to be successful at the things that I put my mind and efforts into. So the book, let me make sure I get back to your question and answer correctly. What was the last end of your question?
I was just saying that being that most of these people are coming to the forefront, and they've come across your book. Um, Being that all of this stuff is out in the open now, like, was that just the fuel to for you to write that book, and you knew that it would have an impact on a lot of the readers because you lived it, you know?
The if you read in my book isn't a book about putting Puff Daddy down or putting Puff Daddy before I put myself. So my book is really about me and my life
In your
and
experience.
meeting Puff
Okay.
and doing business with Puff. But the most important part of the story in my book is me and what I was looking for in life and what life is about. And how do I deal, or how does a person deal with life after you had when you dreamed of being the strongest person in the world, and then you grew older, and then you'd be like, wow, the world is producing stronger individuals than me at a high rate. So I have to kind of like walk along with my, I can't expect to be that person anymore. I have to
Yeah.
grow. I have to, maybe I can be the smartest one, but competition for self goals, things that you want to see that you accomplish by the time you're 30, 40, how you want to live when you're 50, 60. So life is a plan. And when you set out for life to be a certain way and it don't happen that way, and it don't at 20 you're not, still 20, it's 30 you're not, 40 you're not, you just say, hey man, it's a roller coaster ride, but when you just believe and you trust, you say everything that was taken from me, or anything that was put in my way in order to throw me off track, one day is going to be removed from my walk and my path, and
Definitely.
I will be able to finish. So these is just obstacles that you got to hurdle over, or go underneath, or go around. All of these are just obstacles. The big picture
Hmm.
is self-preservation. Me.
Definitely. Let me ask you that. I'm gonna ask you this question. Since the renewed interest in your book, do you plan on addressing, either further current editions and future editions of what's going on in today's music industry, like surrounding your work that you already done? Would it be a new addition to your book coming out, or uh, something in the works that you wanted to touch on that you might not touched on in this book?
The only thing that I think that's going to be the addition of this book is going to be the part after, when I humbled myself and I suffered long enough, and then finally one day it was over. That's when I'll be able to live again. So that's the moment that I've been praying for. That's what I've been striving for. The moment that it's just all over and I can just breathe. I can walk out. And I was just telling somebody today that as a man, it feels good to be able to walk into the bank, pull out 3 months of your bank statements or your pay stubs or whatever it is that you have, and everything's legit, and to have some credit, and you can be able to borrow or get anything you want,
Facts.
right?
That's
And
what
it's
life's
just like,
about.
so sometimes in life, the only thing you want to do is walk like that. I want to wake up. I want to do the things that I see other people doing as men. How does one take his family on vacation? He does that by planning and working hard and saving.
Definitely.
You know,
That's the key to it right there. Let me ask you, far as music, is that something that's going to be still a part of you, or are you totally removed from it?
music is always going to be a part of me. In fact, I did release some 2 songs recently, and then
You
I
ain't
said,
send them over here, Mark. Like, we still rock with you, bro.
I was like, this is what I didn't want to do. In the world where we live in, is either the world is going to have some kind of want or desire or need from you for you, and they're going to look for you and they're going to support you. But you cannot make people look for you or support you. And so I think that the support system, and as far as me being the artist, they're not focused on a 52-year-old guy that might can rap. They're more focused on the Generation Z artists and their life and things that are current to them. So the people who would have a lot of interest in me and my music, you think and you say, man, it's like my brother's a barber. And I'm like, okay, he's older than me. I'm like, what happens when all of his clients go bald? What is he gonna do? Because everybody loses their hair at some point. Well, not everybody, but people start losing their hair, and we
Yeah,
start losing people. We start dying, and we be like, damn, when I was 50, I used to have 20 clients a day. When I'm 60, I only got 3 clients a day. When I'm 70, I only have like 1 client a week. So
and
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you
It's
start
like
getting.
that.
Nah, I feel you on that. That right there would have me worried. Like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, you know, do I stay with it or not? But I think it's the same thing with basketball. So you start outgrowing it, you getting older, your knees wearing out, and it's like, I could still ball, but
If you made money for it, that's a different thing.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
because you made money to have them bad knees and those things like that. But when you get older, I guess the older you get, man, things just change and you start thinking different and you start thinking like an older person and life just changes and goals change, desire wants changes. You know, those things change. Like when you was young, you wanted a Ferrari and you wanted a whatever else you might have wanted when you was young. When you get older, you don't want the Ferrari no more.
Yeah. You kind of outgrew that lifestyle right there. You're like, you know what? I just settle for a nice pickup, like a
Yeah,
F.
because you don't want nothing that's going to draw attention to you
Yeah,
or make you look different than you be like, man, the older I get, the more I want to look like everybody else.
yeah. Let me ask you this: what's some of the responses since all of this stuff come out in the opening? And I think you're still in the South, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what's the response been like with like people in the public? They see you out. They might have just saw a couple interviews a couple weeks ago, and they
Yeah.
just catch you at dinner. Like,
You the guy that I seen on TV. I've been watching you. I've been following you. Best of luck, man. I really like your interviews. I like your story. I got your book. All of that kind of stuff.
yeah,
It's almost like you be like, as soon as you put your head out the door, somebody like, Mark Curry. You be like,
yeah.
yeah, you
You can't
know.
even eat a sandwich if you out eating right now. You like,
They
damn.
notice me at the grocery store. The people who work at the grocery store. I went to the grocery store the other day. I'm ready to come. I'm ready to go to the line, and the person behind the line is looking like they got to use the bathroom. I'm like, what? Like, I was like,
Oh,
you all right? He's like, man, I know who you are. He said, I finally got it. I said, who am I? He said, you the guy from TV. And I was like, he was a young guy,
yeah.
and he was from Africa,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
worked at the Kroger's, the grocery store.
Uh-huh. But he
So
knew who you was, though.
he knew who I was. So what that meant was that it's reaching people of all different walks in life.
Definitely.
And that's the results that I see in book sales now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Um. Now, what is it looking like right now, as far as a tour for this book right here? Would you do a tour?
I would never get on a tour do with this.
Nah.
They have one of them fake signings.
Yeah.
Then when you look at the world, man, and you say, how many people are really truly diehard Diddy fans? And you have a one or two few people that's a little off.
Yeah.
And your objective in life is to never be around them. So I think I remove myself from anything that's going to put me around people who don't think right.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, I'd be like, nah, not unless it's in. It had to be in the middle of a hotel, uh, and then with the 5-star with the joint with the restaurant in it, and you
Yeah.
never leave the hotel. And they got a bookstore and a mall and all of that. I could do it something somewhere like that, but I would never walk out those doors.
Yeah. Never. I wouldn't either. But now I feel you on that. What I mean. But I would be worried, like going somewhere to eat, and I'm ordering my food, and somebody just staring at me like they got to go to the bathroom. That would freak me out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
yeah, you be like, but sometimes you got when people notice you, sometimes they fans.
yeah.
A lot of the haters they won't even speak to you and they still know you and they notice you.
That's
So you
real.
don't ever really gotta really worry about meeting the haters.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
they
but
know you, but they ain't gonna say that. They
they say they want you to notice them.
facts,
So
facts.
they
Um,
yeah.
that's funny, man. And just that, let me ask you this too, because this was something I don't know if a lot of people knew the relationship you had with Black Rob before before he passed away, and rest in peace, to Black Rob, and my condolences to everybody in his circle.
Mhm.
During that time, man, you were online you was there for him, man. You was everywhere for him, and I believe his manager had got out there and said some things out there about, you know what I mean, the whole scenario in reference to you, but it was a lot of things that, you know what I mean, was left out in that. And I
Johnny?
bring what's that?
You talking about his manager Johnny
I think the whoever was the last minute, it
or
was somebody
Jay?
who I think, yeah, he was the one doing all the interviews that just
Jay ain't do no. I know Jay and John. I know it's Johnny. And let me see. Yeah, I think it's Jay. His other. I know both. And then I knew his managers. Yeah.
well, when he passed away, you know, that they were going on there saying nobody did nothing for him, and you know nobody was there. I think he was dealing with he had checked himself out the hospital or something down there, but you were there to make sure he got to his appointments and things.
Hmm.
So I don't think people knew that, you know, how close you was to Black Rob, and how much you really, you know what I mean, cared and made sure he got some help, you know, when he needed it, you know, because I think he left New York to come to Atlanta, you know, just to heal and try to get himself right, you
Right.
know.
Yeah, we used to live together too. He used to live with me. But the one of the flyest things was when Rob was like, "Yo, Curry, yo, I want don't yo all my money. I want all my money to come to you. Don't I want nobody with none of my money. All my money come to you." Because he
Fact.
knew I was like, I'm gonna take the money, I'm gonna put it in the bank,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give you this card right here so you can use it to withdraw money from the ATM. Because Rob was under child support, he couldn't have like a bank account and all of that.
Yeah. Facts.
No license, none of that. So you'd be like, how in the world do I put money in the bank? Or I have people to put your check or deposit, whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah.
You don't have an ID. I say, man, we just got to put this in the bank, bro. And then you're gonna have to take this card and just withdraw some money every day. And I did a lot for Rob.
Yeah, man, for real. And
He was brother.
yeah, I remember when you used to tell me when it was time, like album time, and they needed to get Rob to record, and nobody could find him in New York. Y'all used to find him on the rooftops, and y'all said he used to mess with the pigeons and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Rob,
and
Rob,
he would be on top of the roof or whatever. He'd come down because y'all said he was in the streets a lot. You know, like he was hood. So you know, if you ain't you knew a special place to find him was on whatever
on the
rooftop that
block, Spanish Harlem. You catch him over there on what 117 up in anywhere in Spanish Harlem. Rob was up to you go. I go up there. I just go to New York, and then I go to West Block, and then I go and be like, "Yo, y'all seen Rob?" And they be like, "He just went down the street." And
Yeah.
then you just be like, "Me just sit right here." He be like, "Yo, Curry, yo, my man and them told me you down here looking for me." I was like, and then that's how I would find him.
Word.
I knew where to go find him.
That's what's up, man. Like, did you and him, you know, before he passed away, man, did y'all do any music, or you know, what was that like? Was it any music being done at that time?
At the end, it seemed like the we both still had the passion for doing music. We both still wanted to do music, but it became more difficult to write lyrics. The older when you get older, you can't write lyrics like you used to
Yeah.
because a lot of things that you start thinking so much about what you're saying, you be like, that don't make sense, or that really don't sound good. And then
Yeah.
you be sitting there just being like, man, you know what? You whack. And you be like, I'm not whack. And then you have to convince yourself that you can. So we have both tried, sitting down, we'd be like, we're gonna go in the studio today and make some music. And it would be cool. We go in, but then it end up like we end up not finishing the song, or
Mm.
we get older, we might smoke a couple of blunts, and then we'd be like, then we ended up talking about something that had nothing to do with music, and we burnt the whole studio time up today. So we'd be like,
Yeah. Lit that
yeah,
shit on up. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you be like, we'll try this tomorrow. All of this. And so
But
that's what.
all in all, it was good times though for you and him. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
getting back
yeah.
together.
Definitely
Um,
was.
uh, I know you. I know we ain't got that much time, man. But I just want to ask you one thing about the like towards Puffy giving back everybody's publishing. You spoke on it briefly for I think that was Complex, but you said like Puffy giving people their publishing back. Like like what does that even mean? Is it even worth anything at this moment? Do you still feel like that? Like,
Hey, hold on. Oh my God. Have you? Hello.
yeah, we good.
Have you ever had somebody take something from you and then give it back to you?
A time or two.
Have you ever had somebody say, put a gun to your head and say it's a stick up, give me all the money in your pocket? And then you go in, you give them the money in your pocket, and then 30 years later, they be like, remember that time when somebody put a gun to your head and said it's a stick up? And you was like, yeah. And it was like, it was me. Here go your money back. You be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's hard to change your feelings about how. Yeah,
that was kind of dumb. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You're going to steal from me, just steal and walk away. Don't steal from me and then give it back.
yeah. What your thoughts was like? Far as I'm giving it back. I mean, you said what you said, but like all the other artists is accepting it. Like I don't know if Mace accepted his or not, but you know, he
Excuse
said Puff's mom
me.
had it. All the
Have you
money
ever
goes.
went to the car lot and bought you a brand new 2008 Mercedes Benz 600 SL, fresh off the showroom floor, spanking brand new? And then you get the car, and then you ready to go home, and then you go to jail for 20 years. And then you get out 20 years later, and you go pick up your car, and then you look at all the other Mercedes, you be like, damn, them is new Mercedes? Them joints don't look nothing like this one. So everybody be like, hey, nice old Mercedes. Nice. You be like, wow, I didn't even get a chance to enjoy the car.
Facts.
You wouldn't want that.
Nah,
You got a
definitely.
Mercedes, but it's a 2000, here goes. It's like you pulling up to somewhere important with a lot of people paying attention, not unless it's clean though. But it's like let's say you pulling up in the 2003 or whatever, them buggy eye bins. Remember when they put the two lights on the sides,
Yeah.
the buggy eye, and
Yeah.
everybody thought,
Some people still think, they fly in them old cars, man. Like, they
them
like,
certain
hey, it's
ones is over. Like, but if you
yeah.
had like the 530, what is it, the 530, the little convertible joint Spud Webb used to have and all of that.
Oh, those compressors or something like that.
I can't think the name of the series of it was. It was like it was a convertible joint, little joint. And well, if you had something like that, that's something. But
Yeah.
now you got the one of the year models that are never gonna come back.
Oh yeah, like those 500, the 550s and 600s and stuff like
The
that.
ones that ain't never gonna come back. The buggy eye ain't never coming back.
No. No, I don't think so neither.
That was in the trash. So it's like having one of them brand new when you just come home from jail after doing 20 years. Somebody be like,
Fact.
here go your car. You be like, man, you ain't, you ain't, you ain't sell it?
Yeah, right. That joint ain't over with.
Yeah, I'd rather have the money. You ever try to sell something you paid $50,000 for, you try to sell it and nobody don't want to give you no more than like
Oh yeah.
35?
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. After they give it back to you, be like, it's only worth like 3,500 now.
Yeah. You was trying to get it off.
Yeah, well, you
Um,
just don't have nowhere to store it no more.
yeah, it's slim now at that point. Um, I got one more before we I'm gonna let you go ahead, man, because I know you just getting in and everything.
Yo, my
Um,
wife just remade the whole furniture in the bedroom. I just
oh
looked in because that's why the dog was barking. See,
yeah,
I'm hearing stuff scrape. Coo, coo. I'm like, what? I peeked in the room. The whole room is remixed.
yeah, I knew something was going on. I said, let me put the shades up real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you one more before we go ahead, man. What you think should be what's some of the things, some of the measures that should be taken for as the future of the music industry? You know, and when I say future of the music industry, we got like the Grammy Awards that keep making us look the way we look. You know, what's some of the things you think needs to change for us to have a more um more industry where we recognize for our talents as black people, you know, and not just, you know, in the negative. Like, what you think that we could do or can be done, you know, to prevent situations like
We gotta read. We gotta pick up books, and we gotta seek information other than the information and how it's given to us. We can't look at that as information. Yeah, sometimes you have to look at that as just the way that they want me to think. So the
yeah,
things that we need to know are things that you're gonna have to seek the information. Like, for an example, I'm gonna leave a name with everyone that everyone can go and research on this name. I think it's Mike Green, the Music Academy, and then look at and see who he was, and then see what kind of things he has going on or had going on in his life, and then remember that this is the same music academy that's nominating us for who deserves what award or however that may go. We have to start looking at the system, the governing and judging system. Like, if only 1,000 people are going to tell us who's number one in the world, I don't really think those 1,000 people are smart enough. So you'd be like, I don't really think that they're smart enough for to tell the world who's number one. So in a lot of these situations, you have 12,000 people, or we have 500 people telling the world how the world should walk, or what we should believe in, or what we should follow, or what we should support. And as consumers, the only thing we do is just listen to them and do exactly what they want us to do. And
that
that's how the keep getting richer,
and the poor keep
the
getting
poor keep on getting taking money from them.
back. Facts, man. Man, look, Mark, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on here too, man. And it's always a pleasure, bro.
Yes,
Um, I don't know
we
if you got,
must do it again.
yeah, you got anything coming up that you want to share with the viewers out there?
Um, I got Dancing with the Devil, the book. Until everybody get that book, I'm not going to do another book until I sell 5 million books. No, I ain't gonna say 5 million. That's greedy. Until I sell 4.5 million books. I'm just messing around. Until
Never know. You
until the
might wake
world.
up.
Yeah, it's just when the world really looks and notices me for the book, and the reason why I wrote the book, and what the book is doing for me. Because once a person realizes, like, why did you write a book? And then you be like, I wrote a book so you can buy the book. And when you buy the book, that's going to help me support what I'm trying to do in life. So it's
Definitely.
like you're asking me, why did I write a book? And I wrote the book for you to buy the book so that it could create a revenue for me, right?
Yeah. whatever the
They don't
reason,
know. They think you just wrote a book because whatever. You be like, no, I was writing a book about me so I can create a way. I was
yeah.
planting a seed. You know, they thought they buried me. They thought they buried me, but I was a seed.
And you had a part in the story. Like you know, you can't take none of that from you. You
Nah,
know what I mean? Every
and so
every every bit of the way. I mean,
yeah,
how all those years you've been active, man. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
sir.
time.
Man, if I wrote the book 15 years ago, and for 15 years, some people never even knew who I was until 15 years later. And I've been saying the same thing 15 years. Can you imagine what it's like saying something for 15 years? The average person to go crazy, they'd be like, yo, he crazy. Well, he keep on talking of he's been talking about the same stuff for 15 years, right?
But look, and then in that same instance, like I mean, all last year and leading up to this year, everything that you said, Kanye West had showed up and said the same things. Cat Williams then came up and said the same things. Jaguar Wright. I mean, the list goes on. Each day is somebody new coming to the forefront.
Right.
So
How many of them say my name?
eh,
How many
that's
of them
a
say,
good
hey,
point, Mark. You're right. None of them.
how many of them say, hey, there's an artist who was signed to the label named Mark Curry who went out and wrote a book called Dancing with the. How do you feel about that? Why do people avoid that question? Why is that a question that they can ask someone and they say, no, nah, don't ask me that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that because they feel like if I talk about that, I'll put myself on the blacklist and then people won't deal with me because I have associations with that, right? So you be like, yo, everybody who want to talk about something, and they if they're not saying like Mark Curry said or like I read in Mark Curry's book, and you be like, if you're not willing to support me like that, then what makes you any better than what you're saying about him?
And just to go back on it, I saw that interview where they kind of chopped it up with Young Jock and they asked him that question.
He
And it,
said he didn't support me. He didn't
yeah,
support
and you
and young
guys were label
Jock,
mates, right? Label mates.
young
Um,
Jock, yeah, we young Jock came on to the Bad Boy label after it was Bad Boy South, and I
okay.
was actually the one that took the Boys in the Hood and Bad Boy South and Jock, and I took them and expanded the B markets with Bad Boy Entertainment because Bad Boy really was a market. They was
Mm,
Atlanta. They didn't know Macon. They didn't know Columbus, Georgia, and the other surrounding cities around it. So they didn't know like Charleston, South Carolina, or Columbia. They didn't know about Beaufort, South Carolina. They didn't know about Anderson, South Carolina. They didn't know about Roanoke, Virginia. B markets,
mm.
Savannah, um, all Mobile, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama,
Yeah, down
Dothan.
in the dirty. That's the real dirty.
Man, come on, we got, and they didn't know about Shreveport, Louisiana. They knew about New Orleans. They didn't know about Baton Rouge. You
Yeah.
know, they didn't know about Mississippi, Macomb, uh, Jackson. They didn't know about that until Deion Sanders went out there and started playing, being the coach.
Mm,
Jackson
yeah.
State been there for a long time. They don't even know about Alcorn,
Mm.
like a historical black college in Mississippi. Another one, Alcorn. But we only know about information as it's given to us. And once we get it, we think it's just like the most interesting thing we ever heard because our minds and our imagination sometimes so shallow that we haven't heard or we can't even expect to hear anything new because we don't know how to accept newness. We only live for what we think and what we feel.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the world want to be rich, but there's not a lot of. You be like, yo, if you can have everything in the world that you want, and you already know you won't want to go to work tomorrow, but are you getting up and going to work tomorrow morning? They be like, yes. Do you want to get up and go to work tomorrow? No. But are you getting up and going to work tomorrow? Yes. Why? Say, because I got to do what I got to do to eat. Well, why you always act like you know everything in the world until it's
Mm-hmm.
time for you to get up and go to work? You realize that it ain't like that.
Yeah.
It take a job for you to realize, man, that you're not the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, right.
People think they be like, you are right.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? You can ask somebody something simple like, is your car insurance expensive? Yes. Do you have a hard time paying it? Yes. Do you wish you didn't have to do it? Yes. Well, why are you walking around acting like your car insurance is paid for and you pay
Yeah.
for your car insurance off of your great thinking? Oh no. All right, man. Until you pay for your car insurance, what you're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta relax.
Yeah, relax. Take that ass to work.
But guess what I did? I paid for my car insurance off of my thinking. I paid for my car note with my thinking. That's the difference between me and some. I'd be like, now that's the difference between me and you, not me and
Mhm.
you. But
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta remind people, you have to remind people what's the difference between, they'd be like, what's the difference between you and me? And you'd be like, the difference between you and me is I understand you and I know you. As far as you knowing me, you don't know me and you don't understand me.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, what you mean I don't understand you? I understand you. You'd be like, well, if you understood me, that $10,000 that you got in your bank, you would have pulled it out and we would have invested it in something and we'll be making 500,000 right now. But being
Mm-hmm.
that you got $10,000 in the bank, you think that you're rich. But I want to be the first to let you know that I think you're an idiot and you can be a lot more richer if you take a few more chances and you invest a little bit in yourself. You don't invest in yourself. And they'd be like, what? Yeah.
But now you giving them game, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, some people could take constructive criticism, some can't. And some people don't know how to like learn something from somebody, and then it might help and might not. You know what I mean? You take
People
good with that.
people who think they smart can't learn. They don't like learn. They don't really learn a lot because they think they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then let me tell you a good one for you real fast. Is you got a person who thinks they know everything. So what you could do is you can sit back and let them talk and let them talk and let them talk. And then people will ask them, well, how do you do this? They'll be like, oh, you do this like that. And then they'll be like, well, what happens if this right here? And they'll be like, I never saw that happen. So, but what happens if that happens? They'd be like, it never happened. So, but what happens if it happened? They'd be like, I don't know. And then now you'd be like, now we finally gotten to a point to where you can honestly say you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So if you can say you don't know, then let's also realize that you don't even have 100% full understanding on the advice that you're giving someone else, but you're giving advice right now, right? That's
Definitely.
something that one of the world's most craziest things is when somebody's giving you advice and they don't know how to live, and you be like, damn, how you not you gonna give somebody advice and don't know what you're doing yourself? So you be like, is that a person that you listen to? And you as a you be like, man, I'm not great to wake up this morning, put on my clothes, get up, feed myself 2 times already to turn around and listen to this idiot. I'm not doing
Yeah. Right.
stay asleep. I'm going home, go back to bed. I shouldn't even feed myself if I listen to them.
Facts. For real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see we got a message in the chat. Shout out Damian Lawrence. You know what I mean? He said damn, this brother was a big part of my musical childhood growing up. Big up yourself, OG.
Man, what's going on, Damien, man? Shout out to Damien in the building.
Facts. Shout out to Tamika Otis. She said they thought they buried me, but I was the seeds.
Yeah, I
I
was a seed. They
say
thought
that.
they buried me. I was a seed, though. Uh, 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 I said, I put it in a song of mine. I said, they
Yeah.
thought they buried me. I was a seed, though. I lived and it had something to do. I thirst for it, all my days for it. I praise Lord. And it was just what I did in order to grow. After you bury, after they bury you, you be like, damn, man, they ain't even know I'm going to be a tree.
Real spill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shout out to Tamika Otis dropping that line in there for us right there.
yeah, she was listening. Yeah, you got
Facts.
to take that one. You know what I'm saying? Every time. How can you bury it? You're supposed to bury a seed.
Supposed to.
And every day you wake up, you're supposed to plant seeds. So everything, every relationship, the reason why we got people and we got the word soul and we got the word soil. Soul and soil both have the same purpose because you can plant seeds in soil and it can grow into a tree. And you can plant a seed in souls and it'll bloom or blossom into the same kind of beautiful tree and it'll bear fruit, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
just depends on how you plant every day
Yes.
when you wake up. If you might lend somebody $10 and just be like, yo, man, I just feel like you go $10. And then you give it to them. That's burying a seed. And then one day that seed grows back and it comes back and you be like, damn, I got 1,000. And you
Mm.
be like, how did I get $1,000? They say because you buried the $5 seed a long time ago, and then it grew, and then now it came back to get in your pocket. You be like, wow, that's how you
Yeah.
live, plant seeds and
Word.
sow other individuals. So you make life happy. You make people smile. You make people happy. You make people believers. You make people just feel wanted, lovely. That's something that I think in this world, if we just go back to doing that, we got to make each other feel special again. We got to make each other, say, hey, man, without that Gucci outfit, I still like you. You know what I'm saying? Without even if you didn't have that car, I still come pick you up and take you to the grocery store. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying? Most people, they don't know what it's like to get to the grocery store when you don't have a car, but you think you got friends, but you might only have one friend and be like, hey, I know you ain't got no car, but do you need to go to the grocery store or something? And you be like, I sure do. They be like, damn, I'm gonna come by and take you to the store. That's a good friend.
That's a good friend, man. Mark, man, I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? It's always a honor to holler at you, man, and get these jewels you be dropping on everybody, man. And again, whenever we can, man, I would love to bring me and you was talking about doing a show called Analyze the Bars like a while ago. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I still want to entertain that thought with you, man. I'm gonna send you some
Yeah.
stuff over. You know what I mean?
Bet.
Where we lyrics that mean stuff though, like they got deep meaning to it. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
You
right.
know,
Bet.
like yeah,
I look
something that
forward to that.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because I know you gotta, I know it's some songs you could pull out there and you know what I mean and tell us like, yo, do you know what the message in that
They
was?
might
You
be
know,
too old for y'all though.
it don't matter. We here to teach. You know what
I'll
I
be
mean?
pulling out. I pull out the first one I do. I pull out Brand Nubian and the Poor Righteous Teachers, and I'll be like, I just
Hey,
sit back,
look, you see
pop,
the
pop.
bridge in the back right here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
just
you
be
know
like,
what I mean.
yeah,
That'd
just
be a
learn
good one
that.
right there.
Yeah, they was talking about today's mathematics and
Oh yeah,
mind culture free. What's that? That means the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the culture, freedom, undivided,
yeah.
power refinement. You be like, damn, they really talking about some stuff.
We'll put them records up, man. I'm pretty sure anybody watching right now be like, yo, they probably doing this right now.
Yeah, because
Like,
they need that right now. They don't. they don't listen to music and learn from it. Like we used to listen to the. You'd be like, damn, if you listen to brand new music, you might as well say you really studying to be a Muslim, because
Yeah,
everything they're gonna teach you about is to be a Muslim. That's dope.
facts.
You'd be like, I'm learning how about the Muslim religion just through music.
And intelligence, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
You
remember they said, can the devil full of Muslim?
yeah,
No,
I
not
remember that.
nowadays, yo. Do you mean to say the devil fooled us 400 years ago?
Yeah,
You
we gonna have to. Yeah, we got to do that because I mean that'd be a classic show right there, man.
yo, come on, you be like, damn. Remember Public Enemy? You be like, wow, that Chuck D just said some real deep stuff. Then NWA said,
Yeah,
fuck
see now
it.
I always felt like NWA was the opposite of Public
Mm-mm.
Enemy. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
NWA brought about the change. They brought of a understanding that only people who lived in LA probably would understand. Like we'd be like, police messing with you. Like, what's the police messing with you for? They'd be
Yeah,
like, because of some gang violence. You'd be like, gang violence? What's that like? People who rode the bus to school, like what they was throwing stuff off the bus or something. They'd be
yeah.
like, nah. You'd be like, well, what happened? They was like, people got shot. And you'd be like, so y'all be shooting people?
it was.
And we'd be
It
like,
was
we don't
like
shoot people. We don't shoot people where I come from. We break dance.
yeah,
Break dance. You'd be like, they'd be like, fool, we don't do that. You'd be like,
yeah, yeah. It
yeah,
was like Beat Street versus Colors.
yeah. You'd be like, man, this ain't, you'd be like, okay, we're a little different. That's when you
Yeah,
understood the difference between the West Coast mentality and the East Coast mentality. So they
yeah,
brought about a whole West Coast way of thinking that made you say, you know what? Like we in New York, you ain't had to worry about going to the gas station and seeing some Bloods and some Crips. You be like, man, I'm going to the Gulf. Going to get
yeah.
some dad.
He
Go in
said, I'm
there, get
going to the golf.
drink. Right? Going to the Gulf. Like,
Yeah, I
you
ain't
know,
mess.
Getty. Like, I
Yeah,
was down at Getty with my parents. That's when the gas stations was old.
yeah,
Getty, you ain't never heard like there was a shooting at the Getty gas station. You been Getty, you know. Only time you probably seen that it was probably mob members or something. As the mob members stopped off at the Getty gas station off of 4, you'd be like, wow. You know what I'm
but
saying? But then now it's just different. It's the Chevron, it's the BP, and
yeah,
and, and you'd be like,
let it
wow,
off.
it wasn't like that back in the days. Like
Yeah,
it was probably real rare if somebody got shot at the gas station. You'd be like, I cannot believe Mr. Stevens got shot at the gas station.
at the gas station.
Yeah, at the man. What was he doing? Getting gas or something, right? And I guess some people didn't like him at the gas station, and he died at the gas station. Nowadays, the, everybody, you be like, I don't want to go to the gas station. You be like, why, man? About 7 people died at this gas station.
Hell
4
yeah,
died at that gas station. You be like, you don't even know where to go get gas. I'm going to Sam's Club. I
yeah.
ain't never heard about nobody getting shot at Sam's Club
The
gas station.
Sam's Club gas station, Costco's or something.
Costco, you be like, you got to have a membership in order to get this gas. So you got to
Yeah,
go to where it's safe. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
Telling you, you
That's
got
the
to think
biggest.
like,
That's the biggest lesson in growing up. You know, when you get older, you be like, you know what? I'm gonna go where ain't too many of these cats at. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I'm going to Costco. And
Yeah,
be at Costco, man. The line be all the way from here, all the way to the front door of Costco. And everybody want to get gas. You just be sitting there chilling like, least I know when I get gas, I'm going to be safe.
be safe. That's
And
important.
when you get out, it ain't nobody gonna be there talking about, excuse me, you think you can give me some change?
Yeah, nah, you don't see none of them at no Costco's or
You don't
none of
see
them.
none of that. They don't be out there like, excuse me,
Hell no,
uh,
they ain't even
and
asking
I
for a
don't,
sandwich out there.
they ain't doing nothing. So you be like, man, it feels so good coming to Costco to get some gas.
And you know, if
Versus
they call the police, they is coming. They gonna be at Costco's and three.
fast. They ain't even gonna call it you out here doing whatever it is that you was doing. They gonna call it you out here going to jail.
Yeah, you going to jail if they get a call out there.
You like, you know what we here to do. You gonna
Yeah,
be
we
like,
not even playing with you. Come on, bring it. Come on. That's how
do
they go.
do me a favor and put the cuffs on and get in the car while I get me some chips.
Yeah. They even
You
gonna
like,
sit out there a while. You'll be in the back seat. They just talking to everybody like, yeah, yeah.
telling everybody how they can apply for the job with the police. You just go on down. You all in
Yeah.
the back. They just wasting your time. That's what I'm talking about. You don't see that at certain places. So you be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna start going where there's less problems.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm
You got to
saying?
go away from it.
You want to go to the liquor store? Go around 11 o'clock in the morning or something. It don't be the people outside talking about, excuse me, you got $1, or can I open the door for you? You know, when you go into a store and somebody's there to open the door for you, to let you in, and then when you come out, they open the door for you and they put their hand out and ask you, do you got any change you can spare? Or they
Yeah.
might ask you something simple like, hey, do you have a quarter? And you be like, all you want is a quarter? Yeah, a quarter.
Yeah,
Fuck
no, I
a
know what you
quarter.
mean. And that's coast to coast.
Yeah. Or you just give them $1 and be like, you got change for $1? You be like,
Yeah,
hey, give me change for $1. You want a quarter? You just give him like, give my change, 75 cents. That's all. He'd be like, you be like, yo, what you get what you ask for.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if you just want to sit out here in front of the store and ask for 75 or a quarter every time somebody walk in, really in life, only thing you want is a quarter.
yeah,
I would have been sitting there asking, excuse me, do you have any job opportunities? I open the door for you. Any place you know I can go put in an application that
yeah.
might be hiring. Because not only am I here opening doors, I'm currently actively looking for employment. You're going to probably find somebody, hey, you know what, my job? Take this number down and call them.
That's
We have,
solid right there. I mean, that I've yet to hear somebody like that, but that would change the tone of conversation at the door.
it would. Instead of they asking you if you got a quarter, you'd be like, so only thing you want is a quarter? Or how
Oh
about this
man.
one? How about this one? You ever had somebody say, hey, can I borrow $10 till tomorrow? You
Oh
heard that?
man, not the $10 till tomorrow, man. Yeah.
Yeah. You got $20 I can hold till tomorrow? Well, why don't you just wait till tomorrow to spend $20? Like, what's the rush? Just wait, do
Nah,
what you
for
need
real.
to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
You can
easy.
wait another day.
If you can't wait another day, that means you don't think that you're gonna have it tomorrow. And I don't think that you're gonna pay me back. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
there's certain things that you might have said that kind of like iffy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you're gonna pay me back tomorrow, but you didn't know that you was gonna need to borrow it today. Like
Yeah.
careful
That's a
playing
red
with me on
flag
that.
right there. It's
You
like
could be like,
that don't
you
make no
didn't know
sense.
that you was gonna need $20 today, yesterday, and you're
Yeah.
just asking for it today because,
Yeah.
well, nah. Like, look, nah, I'm not gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
I ain't
Yeah.
got it. Or you got to
Yeah. That.
start telling them when you go in the store. They say, hey, man, when you got out, when you come back, if you got any change, you think you can spare me, I appreciate it. You just be like, yep, using my card. Oh, debit. You be like, I ain't got nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Or when
Yeah.
you tell them, oh, debit, they don't even open the door for you.
They don't. Or some of them will tell you they got Cash App. At least in this region over here, we got guys outside the door with Cash App. But picture
You,
that when I can't give you my Cash App, homie. Like,
you ever had somebody smoking a cigarette asking if you can get if you could get them some money?
no,
I'd
I
be like,
can't say
yeah,
that one happened
you
to me.
smoking a cigarette, asking me to give you some money, and you down on your luck, and then they might even ask you if you got a cigarette. You be
No,
like,
they smoking a
all of the
cigarette
things,
in front.
like only thing you want is a cigarette, bro. Only thing you want is 25 cents in a cigarette.
The only thing they want in life.
It's 25 cents in the cigarette, and then they'll sit there and smoke the cigarette, and then they'll have something say homeless, in need, please can I borrow please help. And they be sitting there smoking a cigarette. And you be like, you got another cigarette? They be like, nah. You be like, you should have sold that cigarette.
Right.
You done
You should.
smoked all your money. I was gonna buy the cigarette from you for $10.
Mm-hmm.
But when I pulled up and I noticed that you was smoking and you ain't got no more cigarettes, I think I'm not going. Then they'll go in their pocket. I think I got one. You be like, so you mean to tell me you're gonna ask me to borrow some money and you got a pack of cigarettes? No, I'm not doing it, man. People who need to borrow money don't have cigarettes.
Yeah. And they not gonna be out there that frequent. Like that shit is a job and like it's their block. I just seen them fight over those blocks out there. Like, so
And you
I'm
don't.
going to Costco's, Bart.
Yeah, man, I'm going to Costco's too, man. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I don't got to put up with them, man. I might stop in there and get me a sandwich on my way out. You know what I mean? But
I
it's
don't even
all on
do
the
that
card.
much. I don't even do that much, man. I ain't been. I ain't been in the regular gas station in so long, man. Cause the gas station where I go to, it ain't even no door to it now. It's outside the Costco's. It don't have no door. It's just a little
Yeah,
person in the kiosk. Be like this when kiosk so little, they be like, "I'm gonna help you." Like this, you be like, "Let me get the water." Everything you want is outside. You got water
yeah,
in the refrigerator.
yeah.
Just
You
saying,
ain't
where's
got.
your candy at? It's down below. You be like, "Damn, everything's outside," and you
Yeah,
be like, "Wow, there is no inside no more."
yeah. You ain't got to take that little ride or get out the car.
So
Keep going.
nobody has to open the door. That eliminates the person that got to open the door for you now. See, they
Yeah,
thought it was smart. How do we get rid of the guy outside of the front of the store, open up door for people? Let's get rid of the front door.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuse his
Really?
ass. In order for him to get to Costco, he had to get dropped off or got a ride because Costco is not right there like that.
No, it's not. No Costco in America is close to the hood. That shit is. You're
It's
gonna.
old, so what you got dropped off? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's cool.
yeah.
But
You
yeah, I
got.
got to get on in here, man.
Go ahead, man. I appreciate you once again, man. Mark Curry, y'all. Make sure y'all cop that book. You know what I mean? We're gonna have links at the
Cop
bottom of
that
this.
book and get
And
your gas from Costco.
get your gas from Costco. Costco, you owe us a check.
Or
Thanks,
Sam's
Mark,
Club.
man. Peace and
Oh,
blessings, brother.
all right, yo.